Hey folks, how are you tonight? The name of the show is Let's Get Cooking. As you know, I'm your host Charles Minnick, so without further ado, let's get cooking. Tonight, we're going Southern style. Southern style meaning Paula Deen style, meaning we're going to have chicken fried steak. We're also going to have some potato pancakes. Look at that. Oof. Messy. Anyway, as always, though, we have a libation. Tonight's libation is brought to you by Tisdale Wineries, and we have a Pinot Grigio. It's a nice off-dry wine. Goes great with just about anything. And as always, you can buy everything we have here at Sully's Superette, the best meats in town, located in downtown Goffstown. They are gracious enough to give us everything we need to cook with and everything we need to drink with. So here's to you, Sully's. Thank you very much. Now, chicken fried steak is cube steak, which we have right here in our special bag. We're going to pound it out later. Even though cube steak is already tenderized and pounded, we're going to make it thinner. You can never be too thin as far as chicken fried steak is concerned. And that is something that was told to me by my friend Cody, because he's a fan of this. We're also going to need some cheese for the potato pancakes, flour for both, breadcrumbs for both, some eggs, some milk, whole milk tonight, and of course we have chicken stock, butter, spices, which we'll go into later, and our special guest, bacon fat. When you guys make bacon at home on a Sunday morning, reserve some of that fat, put it aside, put it in your freezer. It's a great flavor, and it's a great ingredient to cook with throughout the week. So let's get started. First off, our onion. It's going to take a while to cook, so we are going to dice it up. So if we can get a little close-up shot on the onion here, I'm going to show you guys a little technique here to slicing and dicing an onion. Now, you don't want to do that. That's hard to control. So what you would like to do with an onion is, let's just get this here. You're going to cut about 1/8 to 1/4 inch. I'd go more with 1/8. Almost going all the way through the onion, but leaving almost like a rind, if you will, right there. And then from this side, you take your onion and you dice it, and you dice it, and you dice it, and you dice it, and you dice it. You get this little piece at the end. Makes it easier to dice. And what does that do? It keeps everything together. So when you're done and you go like this and you blow on it for luck, like dice, you've got these nice little cubes of diced onions. And what are we going to do with those? Well, we are going to come over here to our stove. Going to turn this on. We've had things preheating a little bit, but a medium to medium high heat is what we need. And all we're going to do is slide these over here. We got about 1 teaspoon or 2 of olive oil in there. That's it. Those are done. Well, they're not done yet, but we're done cooking them for now, or done dealing with them for now. They're just going to sit in here. That oil is going to heat up while we're over here. We are going to start preheating our oil for the chicken fried steak. And, oh, wrong one, our potato pancakes. If you'll notice, there's no vegetable with this meal. Well, onion's a vegetable, potato's a vegetable. I figured we're deep frying for the essential purposes, what we're eating with bacon fat. Why ruin it with the vegetable? So, first thing we're going to do, let's talk about our potatoes. This may be the most time-consuming part of this meal. These are not round potatoes. What I did was I put these in the food processor. You can even use a regular cheese grater. And I've got about 3 good-sized potatoes, maybe about 2 pounds, maybe 3 pounds. Now, what you're going to want to do is shred those up like you see right here. Then, you put those in an oven at 400 degrees for about 10-15 minutes. Touch of oil or spray release on the bottom of the pan will make those come out nice for you. season with salt and pepper. Now the reason you're doing that is these are mostly water, and you want these to cook up quickly because we're deep frying these in some olive oil and vegetable oil over here. So you pre-cook those in the oven, get the little bit of the moisture out, they'll cook up quicker, they'll cook up crisper. But we're going to do that after the fact. Now, on to our cube steak. Cube steak usually is a piece of less than desirable meat, meaning if you can look at this, there's not a lot of marbling or fat in this, which means it's tough. So what they do is they put it through the ringer, literally, and it makes all these pock marks in it. What that does, that tenderizes the meat, but it's not tender enough for us and our purposes. So what we're doing is we're putting it in a plastic bag, a gallon bag like this, perfect for it. And we take a meat tenderizer. We take the serrated side like that. That's the business side. Now we put this in the bag because we want, even though we're going to pound the bejesus out of it, we want to protect it because we don't want to tear it. So all we do, some light pounds in the middle, you're forcing everything out to the side. Now as you start pounding, you start pushing things towards the edges. Almost like you're getting a bubble out of wallpaper. Now you do one side, you flip it over, you do the other side. Now, I say we pound the bejesus out of it, but we're going a little gentle. We don't want to tear it. Now if you look, that's gotten like twice the size of what we started with, which is good. All right, now we take it out. Be very gentle because we don't want to tear it. We've now made this paper thin, I see you. Now, if we look at this and we look at our pan, that is a little big for our pan, I would think. Just giving this a quick stir over here, guys. So, what we'll do, we're going to cut this into manageable pieces. Now, I've got about a pound of meat here. So what I'm going to do now is we just take it. Here comes our flour. Now, I would normally say get those gallon bags and shake it inside of it. But because this is so thin and you can almost see through the holes in it, such as this piece, my finger's going right through it, you want to be a little more gentle with it. So what we're doing now is we're putting the primer on it. This is paint. This is flour. The flour is going to stick, and we're done with that. Now comes the egg wash. Now this is where it gets messy. Let me grab another plate here. Actually, let me grab a couple of plates because we got a little assembly line that's going to happen. So what we have is sticky fingers that are not letting me get these plates apart. There we go. So what we're going to do is our assembly line. We're going to start with our meat, our seasoned breadcrumbs. Now our breadcrumbs I have already seasoned, and I'll season some more. You know, I got some garlic powder. I've got some onion powder. You can use whatever you want to season it because you're making it your own. It's your dish, it's your house. Whatever you like, that is good. All right, so we're going to take this, quickly dip it in the egg wash, which is nothing. I've got 5 eggs, beaten. Did not beat them to submission, but you know, they are mixed in together. So that's it. There you go. Shake it off, put it in here, give it a little roll. Oh, we got a bigger piece. Like I said, this is a little messy, but guess what? It's worth it. Now, some southern fried or chicken fried, it's called both, recipes will tell you to, once you do this, re-flour, re-egg, and then re-dip in the breadcrumbs. Myself, that just seems too much messy work and literally too much. Just too much of egg and everything else. But you know what? It's going to give you a thicker coating, and if that's what you want, that's what you get, and that's what you do. Oh, this is going to be good. And guys, I got to tell you, I've never made this dish before either. As I said, my friend Cody loves it, the guy I work with. His girlfriend makes it for him all the time. And I said, you know what? I'm going to try it out. Went online. There's actually a great website called cooks.com. You can go to the Food Network. You can go to Rachel Ray, Alton Brown, anybody you want. But really, cooks.com has great recipes. There are recipes that are submitted by guys like you and guys like me and your wives and everybody else that, hey, it asks for tomato sauce. Somebody will say, I do it with ketchup. And that is just a great substitution because you don't always have what they're asking for. Just give me a moment. I'm going to give my hands a quick little wipe here. We got our pans heating up nicely over here. So let's go over and give our onions a stir. We're actually going to take our onions and put those off. This almost too hot. So let's just turn that down a little bit. Let's turn that down a little bit. Got our breadcrumbs. Let's just clean up our area here. Give it a little wipe. And while we're doing this, let's take a break. We want to hear about our sponsors here. Sully's Superette, always the best pizza in town. And also the Goffstown Food Network, or the Goffstown Network. Whatever you call it, it's a pantry of food that if you need help, they will help you. So we'll be right back, and we'll start dipping these in the oil and start cooking some goodness. We could not do this show without the help of our friends at Sully's Superette. Since 1987, Sully's has provided the area with the best meats around. Here at Cooking with Charles, we not only count on them for their kind donations of meat, but John and the gang at Sully's also provide us with the best produce, deli items, and libations that make Cooking with Charles the huge success it is. From all of us at Cooking with Charles, thank you. I've teamed up with the Goffstown Network to tell you about their outreach and food pantry programs. The mission of the Goffstown Network is to provide for the hunger-related needs of our neighbors in Goffstown and their surrounding communities. Founded with the governing principles that no person should go hungry and every person deserves our care. The Goffstown Network serves the area by providing food and other services on an emergency short-term basis. This spirit of community and mutual caring is extended to anyone in Goffstown, Dunbarton, and New Boston. Normal hours of operation are Wednesday evenings, 6 to 8 p.m., and Saturday mornings, 10 a.m. to noon. Now, you can also assist them through donations of time, food, or money. Like the help they give, the help they receive is also greatly appreciated. You can reach them by calling the number on your screen or by stopping by the Parish House of St. Matthew's Church. It's located in downtown Goffstown at 7 North Mass Street, right across from Sully's. Hey guys, welcome back. Holy wow. I just had a piece of this and let me tell you. That's awesome. Yes, while you guys were gone, I wasn't resting. I was cooking for you. So, wow, that just was so good. So yeah, I had so much to cook off, I kept working. So what we're doing now is we have our olive oil heated up. We're just placing these in here. And we are just going to let these good bad boys, Gonna let that happen for a while. You know, I got a little bit over here. I'm just gonna pour a little bit more grease in here because, hey, you can never have too much grease when you're cooking this style. All right, while those are cooking, guys, we're gonna make our gravy now. What we're gonna need is we get about a cup of chicken stock. What this is gonna do now is we're gonna turn this up to high and we're gonna start reducing that. Let that boil out. Ooh, man, that was good. Oh. What I'm doing now is I'm putting a little bit of paper towel on this plate right here and a little bit on this plate. What we're gonna do is drain off some of that grease before we eat it. Let's see how these are doing. Oh, they are getting crispy, they're getting brown, they are getting beautiful. All right, let's let this get going. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take our onions now, because that's our vegetable. We are gonna add that to this. We are done with the onions. That is gonna boil up nicely. All right. While that is working, we're gonna work this. My word, that was great. I cannot wait for another piece. So pretty much when you're deep frying these bad boys, you only want to do it about 2-3 minutes aside. Okay, as you can see, we get a nice boil going. Letting that reduce down. We're gonna come over here. Gonna get some of our flour. Sprinkle that in there, about, I don't know, 2 tablespoons maybe. And we're just gonna take our whisk and we're gonna just whisk out all the lumps best we can. As we're doing that, we're gonna flip over this, because look, we can work with 2 hands. Now, I don't know about you, but what is Southern style cooking without some lumpy gravy? All right, these look just about done. Let those sit right over there. Now, our half and half. Yes, half and half. What I have here is, well, I have some heavy cream because that's what I had left over at the house, and I had some milk to it. So, because my milk is 2%, I'm going to call that half and half. And this is going to be our chicken gravy. We got about a cup of this. But I'm going to use about a half a cup actually. But I got a cup here in case I need it. All right, now we need to clean up this pan right here because we have to start our potato pancakes. So what we're going to do is we're just going to pour out the grease right there. Keep this on. This is where our friend, the bacon fat, comes in. Put that right in there. Voila. You know, I smell maple in there, so that tells me that I cooked something mapley with this bacon. Maybe it was maple bacon, maybe it was maple sausage, and I just put everything together. All right. This is thickening up very nicely. Gonna turn this down just to a simmer now. Because now let's bring our attention over here to our potato pancakes. It's getting messy again. Potatoes go right in there. That's gonna be our mixing bowl. We're gonna take the rest of our eggs. That's our binder. We're going to take some of breadcrumbs, probably about half a cup to 3/4 of a cup. And we're going to take about a cup of these. Cheese. Now my cheese blend is, it's mozzarella, some sharp cheddar, and some Swiss. I bought it pre-shredded. I mixed up the 2 containers together, or the 2 bags I should say. So, okay, that is smoking nicely. Now here comes the fast part. You've got your bacon grease. Woo, look at that. You are making these one right after the other. Don't want to make them too thick. But, you know, small silver dollar size pancakes. And like I said, this is a messy part. There we go. While those are cooking on that side, we are just going to come back over here and take the rest of our potato. And we are going to make these up ahead of time. Now, when you are at home and you have an oven, which we do not have here, but someday we will have an oven. We will be a full-fledged cooking facility, hopefully. And when you have an oven, you will cook these up. You will make these the night before, or before your guests arrive, because you want to do everything you can. I'm just washing my hands, by the way, folks. We got a little spray bottle. There we go. And the less you have to do before your guests arrive, or before your wife comes home from work, or your husband comes home from work, guess what? Have this all cleaned up. What you've got going on right now is, you know what? You're making goodness, and you're loving it. And we're doing this. But anyway, back to my oven. What you'll do is you'll cook these off. Look at that nice color right there. That nice color. That's what we're looking for right there. Dark, golden brown, almost burnt. It's crispy. It's going to be crunchy. So we're going to do both sides like that. But anyway, back to my oven. Okay, what you'll do is the same 400 degrees that you cook the potatoes off to dry them out a little bit so they cook faster. That is going to be the same 400 degrees that you put these back on a baking sheet or any kind of glass bowl or anything that goes in the oven. A little bit of bacon grease on the bottom, and you'll top it off with your cheese. You'll melt the cheese, and guess what? You're done. But if you cook these up ahead of time, put them in the refrigerator overnight, you're just reheating them, and you're melting cheese. So, all right, let's go check our gravy. It is thickening up beautifully. The only thing we are missing to make this a true Southern style chicken gravy is sausage. But you know what? We have heavy cream. We got bacon fat. I think we can live without the sausage for a little bit. All right. Okay, folks, we have a few more of these to make. Let me get my paper towel out, because we're going to put our potato pancakes on that. Oh, see, it's a messy meal, but it's a good meal. And really, everybody's got a dishwasher these days. How hard is it to throw all this junk in the dishwasher? And if you're in my house, I cook. She cleans. And that should be the rule in your house too. If you cook, the other person cleans. So, right now, we're just going to sit here and watch this, enjoy a libation, and say we are awesome because we are cooking greatness tonight. All right, these look just about done. Look at those. Oh, now, every time you cook them, you want to take out any solids you see in there, because those can just burn. So we're going to take a little bit of more bacon grease and a little bit more butter. because I have two things. I did put a little bit of butter in here as well. Gonna let that go for round 2. Some more olive oil. Again, we're medium high. You want to let that butter melt. Get those bubbles out of there. That's the water coming off. And then here we go. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Now, while all that is happening, I'm going to do a little cleanup here. And let's see. We've used garlic. We've used onion powder. Oh, tarragon. I knew I was forgetting something. Putting a little bit of dried tarragon in there. That's going to give it a nice sweetness to it that we would not otherwise have. And I must apologize to my dude in the control booth, Dave. Dave has been going to Weight Watchers lately. And in honor of that, I've also made this great meal. Weigh in next week with this. Yeah, right now I want to say he's giving me the thumbs up from the control booth, but he's probably giving me the finger. So, what I'm doing now is I'm going to plate up my friend Cody at work with a little bit of this so that, well, we know not to eat it after, and he can enjoy this goodness tomorrow morning as he does his job. All right, these look just about ready to flip. Oh, these are good. Again, folks, to really put these potato pancakes over the top, get your oven going to 400, sprinkle some cheese on them. About 10 minutes, at least if the cheese melts, they'll warm up nicely, and they will be delicious. So, let's start getting some plates going. Show you what it's all about, huh? If you look at it, they look pretty much the same. Can we get a shot of this right here? Which is which? Potato pancake, and that is the chicken fried steak. So what we will do, we'll put this over everything. Now, if you wanted a vegetable, I would say you got to go with a vegetable that's going to pop, meaning it's going to have some color to it. We have a very bland dish right here. Oh, I see the guys out there milling about. They're ready for the chicken fried steak. Hey guys, how are you? Too bad we don't have corn, but you know, corn or beets, something with color is going to pop. But folks, here you have it. It's chicken fried steak. It is cube steak. It is tenderized. It is seasoned. And it is awesome. Come back next week. We'll make more greatness. But until then, be good. Keep cooking. And by all means, give to the Goffstown Pantry and the Food Network here. And visit Sully's. They do have the best meats in town. You guys take care. We'll see you soon.